We are set for the second quarterfinal on the SWAC Digital Network. Number 4, Alabama State against number 5, Texas Southern. After the number 1 seed, Prairie View A&M won this morning 4-0 against Arkansas Pine Bluff. Welcome back. Matt Peterson with former Houston Dynamo midfielder Andrew Driver. We're a bit warmer for game 2. And this is a great matchup, 4 versus 5. This, always on paper, is the most competitive in the tournaments.
Yeah, the first game was very competitive, wasn't it? Prairie View the better team in the end. But 4v5, it's going to be one of those you don't want to lose. Do you want to lose the game? Do you want to win the game more than you don't want to lose it? It's always a difficult balance, isn't it, to see how you play the game and how offensive you go. So I wouldn't be surprised if the first half's very scrappy, no one giving any advantage away.
Texas Southern is confident. They handed Prairie View A&M their first loss of the conference season last game to get the number 5 seed, their head coach Lindsey Vera. Meanwhile, Jody Smith and Alabama State, one of the dominant teams for a long time in this conference, it's in his 15th season at the helm. So here we are, Alabama State against Texas Southern, 4 different goal scorers. And it's win this morning. 3 in the second half, 1 in the first half. It's warmed up a little bit, Andrew. 54 degrees. Winds out of the north at 10 miles an hour. Feels like 50. Warmer than this morning. It should get up to about 57 before sunset. Manageable weather. It's not as cold as this morning.
It's manageable. The wind's what makes it cold. It's whipping in onto the side of the pitch from behind us over to the other side. But once the girls get playing, they'll be fine. Once you're warm and into the game, they'll be completely fine. But we did see in the early game there was a lot of tough challenges going in. There was a lot of effort. That's why it's good to see, isn't it?
Academy Sports and Outdoors, the official sporting goods retailer of the SWAC. Cricket has no hidden fees, no credit checks, and no annual contracts. Smile, you're on Cricket. USA, the official military appreciation partner of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. See what we're made of.
It was a really clinical showing this morning, Andrew, from Prairie View A&M. I would say they had maybe 7 or 8 shots on goal. They converted 4 of them for goals.
Yeah, they came up against a very stubborn Arkansas Pine Bluff team, so it was difficult to break down, but they definitely took the chances. They used the conditions better at the end of the day. But I think the most important thing for Prairie View is defensively they were very, very strong. All 4 on the back line were fantastic. They never really gave Arkansas a chance against some pretty dogged offensive players from Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Again, the morning's goal scorers. Joe Bernal, a beautiful goal from 35 yards out. Savannah Powell, Andrea Nugent, the defender of the year in the SWAC, with a free kick goal in the second half. And then the other goal came from Sonia Fuentes. So 4 goals for Prairie View A&M. They go to 11-3-2 on the season. Dominant season, only 11 goals conceded through 16 games played. And something to build upon for Arkansas Pine Bluff and Coach Eric Solberg. They started 7 freshmen in the quarterfinal loss this morning. Yeah,
they definitely have potential. Just watching the game, you could see it. They have some real good, strong players going forward, alongside the fact that defensively the coach set them up real well and made for a difficult morning for Prairie View. I'm guessing they weren't expecting it to be as difficult as it was.
Set for soccer from Prairie View A&M University, Prairie View, Texas. Number 4, Alabama State in the white jerseys. Texas Southern in its black uniforms. This should be a thrilling 4 versus 5 matchup. The winner meets number 1 seed Prairie View A&M in a semifinal tomorrow. Here we go. 4 versus 5, the second quarterfinal today. Alabama State kicks off in its white uniforms. What we'll be watching for early on, Andrew?
Well, I'll be interested to see TSU. It's almost a home game for them, isn't it? Not a long trip from Houston to here. And after flying off a victory against Prairie View in the last game, they'll want to keep the momentum, and it'll be interesting to see Alabama State to see how they set up. Are they wanting to cause a little bit of an upset?
Long ball, cleanly handled. That's Alexis Espino, the goalkeeper, grad transfer from San Diego, California, from Prairie View A&M. So she knows this field very well after being a former Panther.
Yeah, I actually know Alexis, we're family friends. She's obviously a well sought after goalkeeper. She's come from California and done really well settling into Texas, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing her play today. And she speaks very highly of this TSU team, and she wasn't surprised that they beat Prairie View last week.
Now, Texas Southern has a great history of goalkeepers. They had Jane Campbell, the Houston Dash starter, the U.S. national team #3. She was an assistant coach for Texas Southern earlier in her pro career with the Houston Dash. So that's sometimes right place, right time for Texas Southern. You're in a big city. You have the benefit of a world-class goalkeeper teaching your young goalkeepers.
I wasn't aware of that. That's quite a good little start. Any help? It's good to see, isn't it, when players like that give back to the community and coach the next players coming through.
Just underway, Alabama State in white. They really know this tournament. Jody Smith in its 15th season. They're a regular fixture here in Prairie View. They can mark the calendar early November. Prairie View, Texas. Hopefully for them, in their plans, a 4-day weekend. Texas Southern trying to make it a long weekend, a staycation, if you will, coming up from Houston. And you're right, maybe the momentum team with the upset. Prairie View, 8 wins in its first 8 games in conference, and they lost against Texas Southern on the last day of the season, 1-0.
You go into the game with high hopes, don't you, when you're that, especially when you hit the form right at this time of the year. It's when it matters the most, isn't it? It's straight knockout, anything can happen. Alabama State have started this game really well to begin with. Sometimes when the wins like this, you have to pay a little bit into territories, and they've played into the half of TSU more so in the early minutes.
Throwing far side for Alabama State.
What would you rather? Would you rather play the first game or the fourth game in a tournament like this?
I think every coach would say they prefer the first because they want that recovery. You get the extra few hours. I think the build up to an 8 p.m. game is tough. Prairie View A&M will go home and have the full recovery from this morning to a 3 p.m. semifinal tomorrow.
I don't think that makes as much of a difference in terms of the time to relax. I like to get the game over with, though. The more you like, the other players are more than likely going to be watching the games. You get a little bit more nervous. You see, like the start of the second half with Arkansas Pine Bluff start to look like they can pull off an upset. You start to get a little bit of nerves when you sit there all day.
Second phase, headed and picked up at the back. Should have her hands full tonight. It's Savannah Kazaya. She's from Cyprus, West Virginia State transfer, senior center back. And she partners with Mari Johnson, the grad student from Baytown Goose Creek Memorial. It's a veteran center back partnership with 2 seniors.
It's where you want the seniors, isn't it? You want the experienced heads at the back, settling the team, organising. You always want your 2 centre halves to be the organisers for the team. And the wealth of experience they bring will help the rest of the players.
Free kick here for Texas Southern. Lady Tigers with the restart. Good spot, headed down and halfway cleared. Second chance is pushed wide. Fell that time to Michaela Lewis, the sophomore from Athens, Texas, and Angelina College. The restart was off the boot of Chrisley Pavone, junior from Willis, just south of Huntsville, just north of Houston.
I don't know if watching the first game came into hand there, because you saw with Prairie View, they put the ball into the box. The goalkeeper for Arkansas Pine Bluff found it difficult. First chance they got, they played a long ball in and caused some problems.
Good defending. Collision, teammate on teammate. Referee had a good view. There's a shot from distance and a goal. Spectacular awareness. And Alabama State jumps in front. Grace Norbury with her left foot bending it over the goalkeeper Alexis Espino.
It was a strange one, wasn't it? Espino came out and went to ground. She bumped into her defender, Simone Sheridan, lost the ball, and you have to admit though the attacker for Alabama State did fantastically well. Grace Norbury with the finish with a left foot, but it was a difficult skill, the ball coming like that. She just lifted it over Espino. I feel Espino maybe a little bit feels hard done by, maybe that Sheridan was pushed into her, but the referee called play on, and Alabama State did fantastically well to finish the opportunity.
Yeah, it definitely is a play where oftentimes the referee, errs on the side of the goalkeeper and the defensive team in that moment, because it's very rare for a defender to run into their own goalkeeper.
Yeah, everyone kind of stopped expecting that, didn't they? So full credit to Sheridan, because she had the composure to just lift the ball over the goalkeeper when other people had stopped. TSU will probably feel hard done by, as you always would in that situation. But full credit to Alabama State for taking the opportunity.
Grace Norbury from Melbourne, Australia, out of Sacre Coeur. She's just a sophomore. That was great technique. Opportunistic and just curling it over the head of Espino.
It was a perfect finish, wasn't it? It landed exactly where you'd want it. The goalkeeper, Espino, had absolutely no chance.
In the box, a second chance straight away for Alabama State. Isabella Bordegui, the junior from Santa Ana, California, Calvary Chapel High School.
It probably deserved it for the start, didn't they? Without creating many chances, they've had more of the possession. They've been in the right areas, and we've mentioned a lot of times watching these soccer games this year that you sometimes make your own luck.
Corner kick here for Alabama State. Camelia Jimenez, first team All-SWAC announced this week. Her corner kick is headed clear. First header was there from Ashley Arnis. Another shot from distance. They're very opportunistic, firing away from all across the field. That one was from Catherine Nedved, the freshman from Chandler, Arizona.
Oh, you would expect it with the weather as well. Just keep firing shots on goal. The wind's so difficult for the goalkeepers to read. That one was very ambitious, especially against the wind, but real opportunistic effort. And Alabama seemed to be brimming with confidence.
There's Bordegui, the second team all-conference selection. Awards announced this week. Where's number 8 for Alabama State? Alabama State had 3 all-conference picks in the awards announced earlier this week. Camelia Jimenez, freshman from Florida, first-team pick. McKenna Wiscombe, also a first-team pick, senior from Utah. For Texas Southern, Ashley Arnis, the midfielder from Utah, transfer from Houston Baptist. She was first-team All-SWAC. And Alexis Espino, the goalkeeper for Texas Southern, second-team All-Conference, the former Prairie View A&M Panther. Lively start. We always want early goals because they open up the game.
Yeah, for sure, isn't it? We said in the first game, sometimes these games are very cagey affairs. No one really takes the ascendancy, but we've been lucky in both games. The teams have started strong, and it's been good free-flowing football. You can hear some of the TSU supporters trying to G them up, say potentially haven't started as well as they could have. They were calling for them to put a little bit more effort in and get forward.
Great ball off to this right side. It's on for Texas Southern. Great goalkeeping. Well off her line. The sweeper keeper does the job.
This great goalkeeping, wasn't it? The sweeper keeper you mentioned, she came so far out, she had no choice, she had to win it. It was McMillan going up against her, and I thought McMillan was going to get the ball and get past her, but the goalkeeper came out and did fantastically well to save with her feet.
Lorianne Castonguay, the junior from Quebec, Canada, transfer from Western Illinois. A lot of Canadians in this tournament. We saw 5 on show this morning for Prairie View A&M. And it's 4-0 win. Arkansas Pine Bluff, great to see so many Canadians making their way down to American college soccer.
Yeah, but I think the best thing is it's great to see the standard that they bring. They bring great standard. The standard of women's college soccer, we've watched a lot this year. And it's been entertaining, hasn't it, all the way through. So a lot of international and a lot of Canadians coming here, and it just raises the level. That's a great ball into the midfield there.
Far side throw-in. It's a 1-0 lead for Alabama State. Grace Norbury, the opening goal.
You sense that little break there from TSU, though, just kind of injected a little bit more fire into the way they're playing. The supporters feel a little bit more settled, and because they were really up against it to start the game.
Off the chest of Arnis in midfield, first team SWAC pick. Redshirt sophomore from Layton, Utah, the HBU transfer. Alabama State 6-8-3 on the season as the cross is cleared. 5-3-1 in conference play to finish as the number 4 seed.
Good ball. Really good ball.
It's on here. 2 versus 3, a foot race here. McMillan trying to get there. Well defended. Catherine Nedved, the freshman, clears it.
Nedved did well. McMillan's obviously got great pace to get in there. Nedved had to show desire to get the ball ahead of her, but you see already there twice that McMillan looks like she's up for it. She's got the pace down the right-hand side, and they're looking to spring her as an out ball.
Wide here on this near sideline. Schoen. Cassandra Schoen. Dispossessed. Great defending at the back that time from Mari Johnson. Right back to Bordegie.
Yeah, it was really, really good defending, wasn't it? She lined her up, the attacker lined her up. She stood her ground, Johnson, and got her body in the way to win the ball. It's always difficult when an attacker runs at you in that manner.
These teams met once prior this year, October 1st in Montgomery. A 1-0 home win for Alabama State over Texas Southern. Here come the Hornets. Space outside the area. Deflected shot. Right to Alexis Esposito. It was hit by Alexa DeLong. Alexa DeLong scored the game-winning goal, 51st minute, in the 1-0 win for Alabama State over TSU at the 1st of October.
The referee the linesman being overruled by the referee then. It was actually the right decision. I like to see that when the referee is certain of it going one way.
Space on this near side for Bordegie. Second team all SWAC selection. Bordegie left-footed cross, deflected out. Corner kick coming. Jody Smith, the head coach for Alabama State in his 15th season. .48 all-conference players in his 16 seasons. 5 SWAC Offensive Players of the Year and 2 Freshmen of the Year. 1-0 Alabama State. 15 minutes gone in the second quarter final. Winner of this game meets Prairie View tomorrow. There's the cross, goes to the top of the area. Nobody there for Alabama State. Now it's spilled here in a good spot. Ari Mendez. Wide here for Mia Ontiveros. Ontiveros waits for support. She's going to try her luck from a long distance out, and see the confidence off the foot of the goalkeeper, Lorianne Costingue.
Good break from TSU, wasn't it? Ontiveros showed great pace going down the left-hand side. It was a nice ball to her from Ari Mendez and a little counter-attack, but I like the fact that they held up. They couldn't keep going 100%. They had to slow the play down a little bit and try and create another opportunity.
4 pushing forward. It's been relentless for Alabama State. They're not sitting on their 1-goal lead. Have to respect their willingness to get forward. And by the way, that goal from Grace Norbury, her first goal of the season.
No
surprising to me with the quality she showed on that hit.
Yeah, it was the composure, wasn't it? The most important thing on there. It was a great finish. It's surprising that it is her first goal, to be honest.
Corner kick, Alabama State leading 1-0. 16 minutes gone, first half. Right back towards the corner, runners stay onside. Back into a good spot. It's fallen, collision in the area. Good goalkeeping. She went a long way to get there, Alexis Espino.
She had to be confident, didn't she? If she doesn't claim that, it's another opportunity for Alabama State, but she takes all the pressure off by keeping her eye on the ball and making sure everyone knew it was hers.
A second career goal for Grace Norbury. She scored in the spring, 1 goal. A true freshman season. The Australian bringing Alabama State a 1-0 first half lead in the 4-5 matchup here in Prairie View.
Started the game really well, haven't they, Alabama State? They've kept hold of the ball. They've gone forward. TSU haven't really found an answer for it as of yet. TSU potentially just needs to get a little bit of possession, slow the game down a little bit, and just work the way back into the game.
Last time TSU played was on this field against Prairie View A&M. They won 1-0 last Friday. Ashley Arnis, the game-winning goal in the 65th minute.
Good play, really good play there. Up to the striker, lay off, quick pass in the midfield and out to the other side. As a coach, that's a well-coached team that can play like that.
Clearance that time from Simone Sheridan, the freshman from Schertz, Texas, Clemens High School.
Clever, wasn't it? She had nowhere to go, so she played the percentages and won the team a throw-in. Keep hold of possession.
Now, Arnis with their 5th goal of the season, the game winner. Last time they played, first team all-conference pick, the transfer from HBU. Good form for TSU. They beat Mississippi Valley State 6-1 in their prior game. Home draw against Alcorn State. Beat Arkansas Pine Bluff 3-1. Their last loss, October 3rd against Alabama A&M. So they roll into this tournament unbeaten in 5, but down a goal after the first of the season from Grace Norbury.
Yeah, as we know, it's difficult to come back from 1 down. They need to slowly start doing the right things, maybe get more possession, because Alabama State have started this game particularly well, and they look strong through the midfield. They're going to be a difficult team to change the momentum on.
Here we go, TSU!
Just a bit impressed, Andrew, with all 4 teams in these first 2 games, their willingness to kind of get into the game, take the initiative. Oftentimes in this great sport, it takes teams maybe 20, 30 minutes. They ease into it, especially in a knockout format. They're more conservative, but both of these games have had bright starts with both teams trying to attack.
Yeah, I think we saw with Arkansas Pine Bluff, they played a formation to try and suit them, but they had the players going forward when they needed them. And then you've seen here, McMillan for TSU showed the ability going forward, but Alabama State as a team I think have been probably the most impressive so far. To have the confidence going into tournament play where you're usually more edgy, to just play free-flowing football and go forward from the outset, it's been really impressive.
All the way back, Castonguay. It's just tough for Texas Southern. It feels like they're just trying to play off the counter, sit deep, absorb. They've been great on the counter, breaking out, but yet to see sustained possession from Texas Southern.
Yeah, they've not had that, but they've got the threat of McMillan down the side, and we saw Ontiveros use a pace down the side as well. So they have that ability that maybe they just need to gain possession and grow into the game a little bit. As we said, it's difficult in knockout play. Sometimes the nerves take over. But as the game goes on, the adrenaline wears off a little bit. You can calm down and play your way in.
Hard challenge, free kick won by Texas Southern. It's Cassandra Schoen tracking back from St. Michael's, Minnesota, Albertville High School. Now where's number 14 for Alabama State? Simone Sheridan with this restart. Freshman out of Clemens High School. Now it's going to bounce off the chest, as indicated by the referee, not the hand. Kalia Smith slid over to win that. It's a young back line for Texas Southern. Smith is a freshman, Sheridan's a freshman. And then senior center backs. The partnership of Savannah Kazaya, Maurice Johnson. Maurice Johnson listed as a forward. Wonder if she was moved back to center back at some point this season, Andrew.
Potentially, yeah. She's shown good positioning. Sometimes you see forwards go back there and they know where to go just through the fact that they've tried to be on the opposite side of it. So we've mentioned the experience before. It's always good to have a solid base with more experienced players in central defending.
First change we've seen from Texas Southern as Michaela Lewis, the sophomore from Athens, Texas, enters. Laura Chavez gets a break, the Colombian transfer from Florida International.
Laura Chavez.
1-0 Alabama State winning, first of the season from Grace Norbury. Excellent effort. After maybe a foul, maybe a miscommunication there from Texas Southern at the back, as Alexis Espino collided with one of her defenders and was caught off her line before a beautiful goal from Grace Norbury over the top. Here's Norbury crossing. Good balance to ride out those challenges. You can see Hayden McMillan staying on her feet. She's a freshman from Cairo, Egypt. Great to see the international quality on display in this conference and across American college soccer.
She started the game bright, hasn't she? She's got great athleticism. TSU trying to get her into the game as much as possible down the right wing area.
Born in Cairo but raised in El Paso, went to El Paso Franklin High School. Okay, free kick opportunity. We saw a goal from this distance, maybe a little closer in the first game.
It was going the opposite direction, wasn't it? The wind against this time make it more difficult.
And they'll play it short off to the right. Grace Norbury, low delivery, back post, and it's wide. Grace Norbury ready to play today. She designed that set piece. It was great communication between she and Camelia Jimenez, and that was a wonderful ball to the back post.
Well, it was, for saying she's not scored all season, she looked pretty good in those situations, didn't she? That was a good strike. Just wide of the mark. Espino was diving across, was scampering, wasn't it? Because she thought it was going into the bottom corner.
Camelia Jimenez, she began that restart. She wears number 9 for Alabama State. First team all SWAC and also the freshman of the year in the SWAC. Southern has arrived. They have the next quarterfinal. 4 games today. Southern actually plays tonight. I beg your pardon. Southern against Alabama A&M at the nightcap tonight at 8. It's off to the right. Great defending. She tracked all the way back. Well-timed challenge. Paige Patton, the junior from Washington.
Great defending, but it's McMillan again, isn't it? Going down the line. That's the biggest threat for TSU so far. All the way down there. And really good defending in the end, but McMillan really looks a threat, doesn't she? They need to get her on the ball as much as possible.
Corner kick here for the Tigers of Texas Southern. Laura Chavez, senior from Bogota, Colombia, delivers. Good goalkeeping. She read it well. Oriana Castongue out of Charlemont, Quebec, Canada.
Tell you, she did well, the goalkeeper there, but all it would take is an attacker from TSU to go across that front post, and has a little bit of a tap in. There was a huge gap there in the front area.
We mentioned Southern's here. They're the 7th seed. They take on Alabama A&M in the nightcap tonight, so they're going to get a feel for the conditions before heading back to the hotel, I would presume. Break here for Alabama State. Left-footed strike is wide. Ambitious that time, Isabella Bordegui.
Bordegui started well as well, hasn't she? I like how she shifted it onto her left foot there. A decent effort. Going back to Southern, apparently they were watching it on the TV and they couldn't stand listening to us anymore. They
Absolutely.
Said we have to.
Mute is not enough.
But again, a good little break there from Alabama State. A good opportunity. I've been impressed with the way they play so far. They're strong. They've got good passing. They're very assured on the ball.
Free kick given to Alabama State. 17 minutes remaining in the first half. The Hornets lead 1-0. Grace Norbury's first of the season, second of her career. Texas Southern just looking for that breakthrough counterattack, looking for their way back into this game. Finished the season so strong. Unbeaten in 5. They beat the #1 seed, Prairie View A&M, on this field last Friday. Would have been a historic, perfect season. Prairie View and A&M had a chance at 9-0. Give the listeners how difficult it is to go perfect without a tie in a full conference season.
Oh, it's with all the games we've watched this year, it's so competitive. The women's college game, so to go almost perfect is pretty phenomenal. But you see, that's how dangerous these playoffs are. Every team can beat each other any given day.
Catherine Nedved. All the way back.
I don't know if you were asking me for advice on winning. Probably not the right person to ask.
No, but I mean, in modern times, the only top flight team to go unbeaten is the Invincibles of Arsenal in Thierry Henry's heyday.
Yeah.
But to go unbeaten in any league without a loss.
Oh yeah,
and they would have done it 9-0 with 9 wins, and that just shows what Texas Southern did on this field last Friday.
Yeah, it's impressive at any level. So yeah, it shows you how impressive TSU's performance was, and that's why we're probably expecting them to come to this game and all guns blazing, wasn't it? But they're having to work their way back into it. They've come up against another strong team in Alabama State, and but they'll know they have that ability, having been here last week and come away with the win.
Far side throw it for Alabama State. They'll take their time. Free kick given. Opportunistic there from the Hornets. Good spot for the set piece. We saw them tricky on the last one. It was wonderfully played from Jimenez to Norbury. This one, coming from a wide area. See if they get cheeky again. If they do, one of the two can break off the wall. More of a conventional in-swinging kick this time. Halfway cleared that time from Maria Del Abra, the senior from Round Rock. Quarter hour left in this opening half. Alabama State leading 1-0. Bounces in the box, alive here for the Hornets. Laid back. Black shirts surrounding. Bordigui. Jimenez crossing. What a save! To keep it 1-0. It's kept out. It was Sonny Boland Stacy, the freshman from Alaska, with the header. Spectacular dive. Alexis Espino.
What a save. What a save. It came off the head of the attacker. You thought it was going into the back of the net. And she came across, and what a save. Out of the bottom corner. And I think they're a little bit dismayed, TSU, because they didn't feel like the ball was going out. The linesman gave a corner. I don't think it went out of play, but what a great save. But really good play from Alabama State.
And alive. And truly, that's one of the best saves you will see all season in college soccer there from Alexis Espino.
Oh, it's a total reactions, wasn't it? And right out of the bottom corner. A magnificent save. It's the saving grace that came from a header, but to go, the ball was coming across from across, so then you have to go back against the direction you're coming through. It's a great skill, and what a save.
How about that dive from Sonny Boland Stacy? She hit it with everything she had on the diving header. She probably thought she scored when it left her head. Shocked by the save.
Oh, it's definitely one of those where it's come off your head and you're already celebrating.
Oh, missed clearance. But no problem. Alexis Espino off her line to clear the damage. Sonny Boland Stacy from Anchorage, Alaska. Great to see Alaskans getting involved in the college game. There's some good soccer up there. Seattle Sounders in MLS. They have a young teenager, Abed Vargas from Alaska.
Yeah, we've seen it a few times this year, haven't we? Which is the first time I've ever actually heard of anyone coming from Alaska in the soccer. So great to see. And it just shows you the development in the whole country. The level's rising, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a diverse roster. Alabama State, Quebec, Canada, Alaska, all corners of the lower 48. A few Australians, the goal scorer, plus Madison Chambers. It's good defending. She was in a good position there. The through ball was intended there for Hayden McMillan.
Nice break from Ashley Arnis. Great break from midfield, good pace. She lifted ahead and almost played in McMillan. That's the first sign of TSU getting a little bit more into the game, a little bit confidence. Arnes running through the midfield.
Far side throw, and this has been a good second quarter final. 12 minutes remaining first half. Alabama State leads through the Australian Grace Norbury's goal. Spectacular goalkeeping, Alexis Espino. To keep it 1-0. Sammy Garcia, sophomore from Lake Jackson out of Brazo Sport High School, enters. Another Houston area product. Staying home to play at TSU. Diagonal ball over the top. Here comes Hayden McMillan. Has a run to her left. Alabama State in good numbers. Excellent defending there from Catherine Nedved. McMillan gets it back. Goal scorer Norbury puts it out. It's a TSU throw-in.
That's the ball, isn't it? The ball, diagonal ball for McMillan to run onto. But Nedved sticks at her guns, doesn't she? She's really good defending there to get back in and clear the danger. But McMillan's full of running. You've got to try and utilise that. It might even in the second half when the wind's against a little bit, it might be even better, so you can play those balls over the top and have the confidence it'll stay in the pitch and have McMillan run. What a ball. Oh,
the flag is up. She's offside. It was saved anyway. Maybe a confident building save, but you have to try your luck there just to kind of see one go to the back of the net, as it was Ari Mendez in an offside position.
What a ball for McMillan. We mentioned her again, but that's a great ball into a great area. It was a good touch. And the goalkeeper's done well to save it.
This has been some good soccer. We've seen chances on both ends, really quality stuff here in quarterfinal 2.
Yeah, TSU coming into the game a little bit more. In the last 10 minutes, they're looking more confident. Alabama State started the game so strong. They were on the ball defensively, but signs of life in TSU. just heard someone in the crowd mention pressure for a TSU fan, and I would agree with that. Once they've started to push up and hurry the Alabama State players, they're winning the ball and they're getting it back in better areas. The momentum of the game's kind of shifted, and you see it's more into the Alabama State half in the last 5-10 minutes.
Free kick for the Lady Tigers. Numbers queuing up edge of the box. She will go for her goal. Dangerous ball. Good goalkeeping. So confident. Lauriane Castonguay, the Quebec, Canada native. Look cool as a customer there.
Cool as a customer.
Making up phrases here.
Cool as a cucumber.
Cool as a customer shopping for cucumbers in the produce aisle.
One of the two, but no. But she did really well. Good goalkeeping. They took away the danger because it was a pretty good ball into the box.
We've seen some good goalkeepers this morning. I just love the poise. They don't look rattled back there.
Especially in the wind.
Yeah.
It's a difficult skill, isn't it? You expect more of them losing track of the ball when the wind's blowing like this, but they've done really well to track it and been commanding.
Yeah, Quinn Josiah, the senior for Prairie View, was awesome this morning, commanding her box, backpedaling, dealing with bounces. And then for Arkansas Pine Bluff, Alyssa Payne, a freshman, starting in this tournament. That was more of the same. Lauriane Castonguay. Oh, look at the turn. She's got the size and the nimbleness. She cuts it back to the sideline. A show put on by Hayden McMillan. Simone Sheridan pushing forward. Clipped over the top. Flag is down. Alive here for Texas Southern. And the shot slices wide from the glove to Ashley Arness.
Good play, much better from TSU. They kind of lost the momentum a little bit. They were flying forward, but they had the patience to go back one, and then a nice ball into a good area for Arness, a good skill, and she just didn't get the purchase on the strike, but signs of life from TSU.
Janae Brown, senior from Orlando, East River High School, checks in. A break for Isabel Portuguese. Arness had the game winner against Prairie View, ending their bid for a perfect season in the SWAC last Friday. She wears number 6. She's first team All-SWAC in the awards announced this week. Free kick given. Shoulder to shoulder. Did you like that decision?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? It might be a foul. The problem you had is McMillan's tall. She's more athletic than Nedved, so it looks worse than it actually was. But it's full credit to Nedved. She's really stuck at it in the first half. She's up against McMillan, who's obviously athletic.
They try the same set piece. It comes off again. Left-footed delivery is cleared. They like springing. Grace Norbury on the short restart. She did it from the right with her low ball. That was a left-footed delivery. The Australian showing she can serve with both feet.
It's very surprising that Norbury's not scored more, isn't it? She's got herself in some really good positions.
It's on for Texas Southern. Diagonal ball. Well defended all the way back. Castonguay off her line to clear. I like 13 in midfield there. Grizzly Pavone, shifty. She's from Willis, Texas. Willis between the Woodlands and Huntsville, up I-45 north of Houston. She seems to be one of the playmakers there in midfield for the Tigers. Restart coming. Pavone with the restart. Yeah, she loves walking the line. That time she was offside, Hayden McMillan.
Yeah, I think she's just made a long run forward. She's maybe a little bit tired, a little bit slower getting back in. Sheridan's actually impressed me at right back for TSU. She's defensively been strong, and is on the ball she's been finding good passes.
Ari Mendez will turn. Good tracking. Paige Patton from Kent, Washington, Kent Ridge High School. Step for step that time with Mendez, the senior from Louisville, Kentucky, transfer from Murray State. Here is Mendez. Throwing to Alabama State. Nedved more defending. She's been busy on that side. The freshman's passed her test so far.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She's really stuck at it. She's up against a difficult opponent in McMillan, but she's tracked her all the way. She's been aggressive and probably doesn't look favourite to win some balls, but comes out on top.
A break there for McKenna Wiscombe, the first team all SWAC pick. She takes a break. Brooklyn Broderick enters, freshman from Kannapolis, North Carolina. She's up front now, partnering Sonny Bolin Stacy, who had the header save. Spectacular diving effort from Alexis Espino. Tigers looking for the tying goal. Less than 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Hard challenge there. Free kick given Alabama State.
That was a crunching tackle, wasn't it?
Surprise no booking there?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. It wasn't malicious. She's just taken a bad touch and tried to win the second ball. She was a little bit late. But the signs of TSU really coming back into the game, starting to be a little bit more dominant.
Off the chest, you can hear clearly from the referee.
Good for Maury Johnson there. Good defending, and then the desire to win the second ball and then eventually win the free kick. Kill the danger of the Alabama State attack.
2.5 minutes remaining in this first half for Texas Southern. Alabama State really has done a good job on this left side. Catherine Nedved, she's been up and down, really making it tough for Hayden McMillan.
And there she is again, winning the ball, clearing the danger.
Oh, she left it in there. Not subtle enough from Simone Sheridan.
Again, though, the game's been competitive, hasn't it? They've been crunching into the tackles without it being dirty, without it being over the line. Both games have been 100% effort.
Here's the restart. Oh, good defending. Restart coming for Texas Southern. Physical game. That was Sonny Bolin Stacy had her diving header saved. Alexis Espino diving far to her right. The switch is on, took a little too long, and it was well defended by Alabama State. They're contesting everything. That was Kaylee O'Neill, the junior from San Diego Del Norte High School.
1 minute remaining.
1 minute left in this first half. Andrew, I've been impressed with this Alabama State defense. Everything's been tough for TSU.
I've been impressed with all of Alabama State, to be honest. They've played well. They look like a well-coached team. In possession, the phases of play are really good. Defensively, they've been strong. The game's kind of changed a little bit, though, TSU coming into it. So the second half is going to be pretty entertaining, I think. It's going to be close.
That is a yellow card. Grace Norbury, are you surprised with that decision?
Well, especially the other one is kind of maybe the referee accumulative, but maybe didn't realise it was the other team on the last one. I think that was probably harsh compared to the previous foul.
I would agree. Grace Norbury, the goal scorer from Melbourne, Australia, in the book. Alexis Espino, second team All-SWAC selection, restarts.
9,
Final seconds of this first half.
5,
A really impressive showing from this veteran group, Alabama State. They've been here year in, year out. They showed it in that first half. Your thoughts on the first 45 minutes, Andrew Driver?
Good game, competitive. Alabama State were really impressive first 25, but signs that TSU are coming to life a little bit, and the second half is set up really nicely for a competitive second half.
1-0 Alabama State. Grace Norbury, her first of the season. Beautiful goal from about 25 yards away. Halftime in Prairie View, the second quarterfinal. The winner meets Prairie View A&M tomorrow afternoon. And at halftime, number 4 seed Alabama State leads number 5 seed Texas Southern 1-0. We'll come back for the second half from Prairie View.
Champions for life didn't just happen overnight. Since 1920, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, SWAC, has been in the forefront in leadership and excellence in all our athletic programs. There are very few major sports halls of fame that a SWAC athlete is not a member. Hall of Fame coaches who were stewards and mentors to these elite athletes. Our tradition, our distinction, our legacy. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
USA, this is Stephanie.
Hi, this is Robert. I'd like to get up to 30% off my auto insurance with Safe Pilot.
I can help you with that. What's your member number?
87.
It should be between 5 and 12 digits.
Busted. This is Super Bowl champion Rob Gronkowski. I'm not a member.
Mr. Gronkowski, USAA is for the military community and their families. That's what makes us special.
Oh, but I'm special.
USAA, it's still only for the military community.
Academy Sports and Outdoors is your Nike headquarters. We are proud to offer the best and newest Nike apparel, footwear, and sports equipment. From football to baseball, basketball to soccer, and everything in between, Academy is your place for Nike. For back to school and back to the field, head to toe, your home for Nike is Academy Sports and Outdoors.
DIY means having the right tools, but at the Home Depot, that means more than hammers and saws. Search with images, that's a tool. Renting tools with a swipe, that's another one. Delivery's a tool. Same-day delivery, that's a power tool. This isn't just DIY. This is doing like never before. This is the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
champions for life didn't just happen overnight. Since 1920, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, SWAC, has been in the forefront in leadership and excellence in all our athletic programs. There are very few major sports halls of fame that a SWAC athlete is not a member. Hall of Fame coaches who were stewards and mentors to these elite athletes. Our tradition, our distinction, our legacy. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
USA, this is Stephanie.
Hi, this is Robert. I'd like to get up to 30% off my auto insurance with Safe Pilot.
I can help you with that. What's your member number?
87.
It should be between 5 and 12 digits.
Busted. This is Super Bowl champion Rob Gronkowski. I'm not a member.
Mr. Gronkowski, USAA is for the military community and their families. That's what makes us special.
Oh, but I'm special.
USAA, it's still only for the military community.
Academy Sports and Outdoors is your Nike headquarters. We are proud to offer the best and newest Nike apparel, footwear, and sports equipment. From football to baseball, basketball to soccer, and everything in between, Academy is your place for Nike. For back to school and back to the field, head to toe, your home for Nike is Academy Sports and Outdoors.
DIY means having the right tools, but at the Home Depot, that means more than hammers and saws. Search with images, that's a tool. Renting tools with a swipe, that's another one. Delivery's a tool. Same-day delivery, that's a power tool. This isn't just DIY. This is doing like never before. This is the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Set for the second half from the Prairie View A&M Soccer Complex, Prairie View, Texas. And at halftime, it is Alabama State leading Texas Southern 1-0. The Australian Grace Norbury with the goal. Matt Peterson with former Houston Dynamo midfielder Andrew Driver. What are your keys to the second half for both these teams?
TSU needs to get the ball to McMillan as much as possible. Maybe need to pass the ball around a little bit more. They're trying to go forward. They started to come into the game a little bit more at the end of the first half, so they need to build on that momentum. And for Alabama State, it's just pretty much more of the same. They passed the ball around really well. Really good team performance in the first half. They just need to continue getting everyone involved and throwing bodies forward.
"54 degrees here in Prairie View. A cold wind makes it feel about 50. Not as cold as the morning game, a comprehensive win. Prairie View A&M, 4 different goal scorers to beat Arkansas Pine Bluff 4-0. The number 1 seed and host is on to the semifinals to meet the winner of this match. 3 p.m. tomorrow, right here on the SWAC Digital Network. Texas Southern, the form team, along with Prairie View A&M. They ended the season unbeaten in 5. They beat Prairie View A&M here last Friday, but they have a deficit. We begin the second half. It's 1-0 Alabama State. Texas Southern in black, Alabama State in whites. There's a break up this right side, and it's cleared for a deep throw-in for Texas Southern.
You see what the halftime team talk for Texas Southern was there. There's very direct to get the ball forward. Start the second half on the right foot.
Comes in, it's out for a goal kick.
I was very impressed with Alabama State in the first half, the way they passed the ball, everyone getting involved. You see here numerous players getting on the ball, passing, good touch and good passing from throughout the team. I think sometimes you see individual players at women's soccer carry a team, but for them it's been very much a team effort. Oh, nice for McMillan.
Grace Norbury, her first goal of the season, second of her career for the Melbourne Australian native. The difference. That's a high shot, easily handled there from Sheila Sanchez, the goalkeeper. Now Sanchez from Spain. Very calm in that first half. Here she is with the side punt away. She began her career at Central Methodist before transferring.
Again, though, that was a difficult one for a goalkeeper in the swirling wind to come out and claim it. She did really well again. Numerous times in the first half, she killed any danger. This is an opportunity.
Central Methodist is in the Heart Conference. A Spanish goalkeeper on one end. San Diego native on the other, Alexis Espino, who made a great save to keep it 1-0. Space on this right side. Kristen Thomas unable to keep it in. Throw in here on this near side. Thomas, a junior from Watkinsville, Georgia, out of Oconee High School. Maria Del Abra, Stony Point High School graduate from Round Rock, Texas, near Austin. Midfield throw-in coming. TSU trying to play with tempo. Kayla Smith, the Corona, California native, Hillcrest High School, another freshman for head coach Lindsay Vera.
Better from TSU, keeping a little bit of possession, pass the ball around, move the Alabama State players out of their defensive shape.
Alabama State beat TSU 1-0 October 1 in Montgomery. They lead by the same scoreline. That was Alexa DeLong, the game-winning goal in that one. Now a break. Penalty. Referee had a good view. It was Simone Sheridan trying to make a challenge with a chance on goal, and now a chance for Alabama State to double its lead here 5 minutes into the second half.
It was a good turn from him and has a good run. The referee's given the penalty for. It's kind of one of those where she's off balance trying to take a shot and the defender just leaned on her a little bit. For me, it's maybe a little bit of a harsh decision. I can definitely see why it was given, but a great opportunity for Alabama State to put themselves in a great position.
Camelia Jimenez earned the free kick, the penalty. She's a first-team All-SWAC pick, the freshman of the year, and it's McKenna Wiscombe, the senior, to take the penalty against Alexis Espino. Wiscombe, 2-0 Hornets. Wiscombe's been around this program for a long time. The Utah native, first team All-SWAC selection. Well taken penalty, and now a big climb forthcoming for Texas Southern, down 2-0 with 40 minutes remaining.
Well taken penalty, wasn't it? Hit firmly into the corner. Not much Espino could do about it. She dived the right way, but the power on the strike took it past her. And yeah, as you mentioned, it's a real uphill battle now for TSU to get back into the game. Going back to the penalty decision, it was a real good turn from Jimenez, wasn't it, to get into the box. And it's one of those where as a defender you just try and put a little bit of lean onto the attacker a little bit, and when they're trying to hit the shot, the balance is not there, and the referee made the decision.
Long shot from way out from Kyla Smith. Goal kick coming to the Spaniard, Sheila Sanchez. Wiscombe, second team all SWAC in the spring. SWAC all tournament team, SWAC tournament MVP. 7 goals, 3 assists in the spring season. The penalty goal, the 4th of the season for McKenna Wiscombe.
She was confident, wasn't she? There was only one person taking the penalty, and she really finished it strongly. Nothing the goalkeeper could do about it.
Now it's on for Texas Southern, but well defended again. Perfectly timed step for one of the center backs. Time it was Kaylee O'Neill coming out of the middle. Here come the Tigers up the left. Strong cross from Smith is blocked. Kai Smith is having her jersey tugged, and a free kick given to Alabama State.
Good from Smith though. A couple of times now in the left wing area, she's a strong runner and showing a little bit of passion to get the ball back there, showing the desire that TSU are going to need to get back into it.
Let's go, win the ball, TSU. Let's go, in the air.
TSU trying to fight back. Lindsay Vera, the head coach. Houston native, 4th coach in TSU history, 1 year at UNC Asheville before returning back to her hometown. She was an assistant with UT RGV for 4 years when the program launched in 2014. Down 2 goals, TSU pushing. Throwing the bodies forward. Ari Mendez dispossessed. Really strong game from Kaylee O'Neill, the junior from San Diego. Clever turn that time, Cassandra Schoen. A nice step, Maria Del Abra for TSU. Given away, Alabama State, a bit too long. And now Alexis Espino off her line.
It's now at the stage for Texas Southern where they just need to throw bodies forward, don't they? Two down, there's nothing to lose. Just be direct, get everyone forward, get the effort and the transition play 100%. You might leave yourself a little bit open, but nothing to lose now.
Cross from the right, here comes Espino. O'Vera was a volunteer assistant at NC State before UTRGV. So worked for the Capital Area Soccer Club, well known. It's now known as North Carolina FC in Raleigh. Great soccer hotbed. Was a youth coach. O'Vera was picked by Tony DeChico, the late Tony DeChico, by the Boston Breakers in the 2009 WPS draft. Played for the Carolina Railhawks. Played for NC State, where she went back as the volunteer assistant, 2-time captain at NC State. So Vera certainly paid her dues before getting this opportunity as the head coach at Texas Southern. Now a tall task, trying to lead her team back in this knockout round against Alabama State.
Yeah, I like to see the coaches paying their dues, as you say. And you have to start somewhere. A lot of players think they can just go straight into the coaching game and it'll be easy.
Cross atop the area. Second chance. Hit over the bar. McKenna Wiscombe, she scored the penalty. Her first shot was blocked. The second one on the half volley could not get over it.
Going back to TSU and as her as a coach, a lot of potential, isn't there? You have to think with the standard of the soccer in Houston, probably be a good place to be in terms of going into the future to develop the program.
The Houston Dash right there in town with James Clarkson, Twyla Kaufman, and the coaching staff. And some rivalry, some good teams in town. Houston is in the American semifinals tonight, taking on Memphis as the 2 seed. Rice was the Conference USA champion last year. They made a deep run in the postseason. They lost to get Middle Tennessee in the Conference USA tournament last night on penalties. Some good soccer being played in Houston. TSU wants to join that conversation.
You have HBU as well on top of that. So it is strong, isn't it?
In Prairie View up the road, the dominant team in the SWAC all season, trying to defend the home fields and win the SWAC championship. They've done the first bit, a 4-0 win. This morning against Arkansas Pine Bluff.
You can hear shouts from the bench for TSU up. They want to get the coach over there being very animated, trying to get them up. They need to push out. They need to close the space. If they're going to turn this round, they need to put pressure on this Alabama State defense.
Good turn. Hayden McMillan. Low cross. Dealt with well. She's been there all afternoon. Kaylee O'Neal, number 3 for Alabama State. And I love the hold-up play we've seen today from Cassandra Schoen. Every time it's come into her with the defender on her back, she's found an outlet.
That's what's been so impressive with this Alabama State team. They're so comfortable on the ball and they're strong on the ball. Every single one of them has a good touch, a good pass.
Big cross from the right, headed away.
And when you're confident in each other, being able to pass the ball and control it, it makes the game so much easier. You can play yourself out of trouble at times. Like what you say there, holding the ball up, look how much it brings the whole team forward.
Throw in to TSU on the far side, 33 minutes remaining. First goal of the year from Grace Norbury. Spectacular effort with her left foot after a mix-up from Alexis Espino, one of her defenders. And then in the second half, a penalty given. Camelia Jimenez, the reigning freshman of the year in the SWAC, drew a penalty. And the senior, McKenna Wiscombe, went to the spot. Confident penalty past Espino, 2-0 to Alabama State. Play towards the corner. Long run for Kai Smith. Smith gets there, cuts inside. Smith needs runners. Smith will get to the box. Has her shirt tugged. Penalty given. Penalty to Texas Southern. Easy decision with the jersey tuck.
A fantastic refereeing though, wasn't it? Really fantastic refereeing. I felt once he didn't give it first time, he wouldn't have come back, but that's exactly what you want from the referee. Let the game flow a little bit and then go back for the foul, because it was an absolute stonewall penalty, wasn't it? Smith again though, fantastic down the left hand side, and great skill for her to get into the box like that.
Kai Smith from Corona, California, Hillcrest High School. Such composure. She had to win the battle. She had to cut back. She got in the box, kept going to goal till the jersey tuck.
Yeah, that's the most impressive thing, wasn't it? She kept going. She showed the composure. She didn't. A lot of people get to the line and hesitate and just kick the ball in.
Laura Chavez, the senior from Bogota, Colombia, transfer from FIU, stands over it. Trying to get TSU back within a goal. Here's Chavez. Saved! Rebound, Chavez over the bar. Huge save, Sheila Sanchez, the Spaniard, turns away the Colombian. Alabama State retains its 2-goal lead.
That was the opportunity for Texas Southern, wasn't it? Especially when it fell back to her. I thought she was going to finish it the second opportunity. But full credit to the goalkeeper. It was a great save from Sanchez, and to get up and close the space on the second one, full credit to the goalkeeper.
Sheila Sanchez from Spain. Huge stop, got out there early, confident save, made the rebound far enough that it wasn't just a tap in.
For the neutral, if that goal goes in, this game was set up nicely, but TSU starting to come back into it again. It isn't over yet.
Nice run there from Schoen to stay on side. Hard challenge as Schoen Gets the cross away. It's pulled all the way back. Look at this build up here from Alabama State. Thomas's cross. Oh, nearly too far that time from Espino, but her fingertips able to grasp the ball.
It was one of those where it's time to perfection.
Yes.
Wasn't it?
That's one, you size it up as the goalkeeper, then the wind takes it, and you're saying, uh-oh. Into the corner. Good composure.
As you can imagine, being so close to Houston, there's a big following for TSU here. If they score a goal, the atmosphere in the place is going to turn up. There's going to be energy in the stadium.
A 3 has been everywhere today for Alabama State. Kaylee O'Neal, junior from San Diego. We just saw her in the corner, not clear it for a throw, and found a teammate. Then she gets back middle, snuffs it out. I have not seen her put a foot wrong tonight.
Yeah, they've been defensively fantastic, haven't they? Alabama State, they're so strong throughout the team.
Here she is on the ball, Kaylee O'Neal. Across the back with Paige Patton, who goes direct. Alexis Espino, second team all-conference, has a bandage over her right knee. McKenna Wiscombe, 13 in white for Alabama State.
Good play. But the shape of the Alabama State team, though, they haven't left too many opportunities for TSU. TSU have really looked good down either flank, but centrally, Alabama State hasn't given them anything.
Alexis Espino from San Diego began her career at Prairie View A&M right here, and transferred to TSU. Now the starting goalkeeper, second team all SWAC under Lindsay Vera. A nice touch. Camelia Jimenez, number 9 for Alabama State. This Alabama State team, they want the ball, they keep it. Everyone seems to be able to keep it under control. It's a team build-up here. Another nice move from the Hornets. And look what they've done. They found Kristen Thomas on the right with space. Thomas will cross. And she's earned a corner kick. But they do that a lot. They get it in, they get it out, and then it leaves Thomas in space here as an overlapping right back.
Yeah, that's what we mentioned, isn't it? All of them can play, and it seems like they're well coached. The phases of play, they go in, they go out, and you see that the overlapping fullback knew exactly when to join the play. They're a very clever team.
Here's the corner kick. Header is in. It's 3 for Alabama State, and it's a second today for McKenna Wiscombe. Spectacular delivery from Thomas from the corner, and the senior McKenna Wiscombe, her second of the half, first on the penalty spot, then with the header from the corner. And Alabama State now in control after the penalty save. They lead 3-0.
It's all about the ball into it. It's a great ball into the box, and Wiscombe in the perfect position. But because of the delivery, it's hard to defend, and a really well-headed goal into the back of the net. And that's probably the goal that, I wouldn't say secure it, there's still a long way to go, but makes Alabama State a little bit more comfortable.
5th goal of the season for McKenna Wiscombe. It just feels like a team. They finished 4th, but 15th year head coach Jody Smith just peaking at the right time. Maybe he managed their workload and their minutes and how much they put into the regular season. Oh, there's a hard challenge and a free kick. Yellow card coming out.
That was one that takes the breath away, doesn't it?
but they just seem like a team primed for this moment.
Yeah, I think you can definitely see that, can't you? You can see the experience of the team. They've managed the game exceptionally well, haven't they? It's not, TSU is not over. They can get back into it, and it's obviously going to be an uphill struggle for them. But you get a goal in the next 5 minutes, momentum can change pretty quickly. They do seem a little bit dejected though right now.
Grace Norbury walks off. This will act as a bit of a hydration break, even though it's 50 degrees here in Prairie View, midway through the second half. And you can see the center backs for TSU staying on the field, kind of.
You can see the referees a little bit. It's not warm enough. Get back out there.
The wet bulb thermometer says 48.
Get back out.
Multiply it by 2 and we have a hydration break. Maybe today it's a hot cocoa break.
Go, Black.
Here's Alabama State's non-conference. They lost to Troy 3-2. They lost in double overtime at Winthrop. Lost at Presbyterian. Lost to Jacksonville State. So it was a really slow start. Again, I go back to a team. Jody Smith in his 16th season knows when his team needs to be at its best. And a lot of youth on this Alabama State team being built up throughout the course of the season.
Yeah, and you got to. It's difficult, isn't it? Because the first few games are really exhibition games. They're really tune-ups for the season, and coaches will try new things. They'll play different positions. They'll try new players. So as long as you peak at this time, that's all that matters.
Hornets looking for a 4. That's a good cross. Collision. Free kick given. Espino grabbing the back of her head. She looks to be okay. Maybe the shoulder there. But Alabama State, after the short delay, getting a chance there. The cross was intended for Cassandra Schoen.
Bertiki going down the right-hand side. She's the left-hand side, sorry. She's shown ability when she has had the ball. Not been as much as she was in the first half, but she is a danger when she gets out there 1v1.
Continuing the non-conference, they lost at Stetson. They got their first win September 3rd. So winless in August. They beat South Carolina State 3-0 away. Lost to Garner-Webb, tied UAB. That's a good result on the road. A draw against Faulkner, and a win against Alcorn. So this team, 6-8-3. But if you turned up at this field today, Andrew, you would never guess this Alabama State had 6 wins out of 17 on the year.
No, and they've looked composed, haven't they, throughout the team? They've all looked comfortable. It looks like a team that knows how to win games.
They beat Texas Southern at home 1st of October. That was after an overtime win against Mississippi Valley State. As that bounces in the box, it's alive for TSU and finally cleared. Again, we see Kaylee O'Neill doing something positive on the defensive end. A free kick given to Texas Southern. She's been dangerous the second half. Kai Smith, the freshman from Corona, California, she earned the penalty earlier. She earns the free kick here. It will be delivered here by Laura Chavez, the Colombian midfielder, transfer from FIU. She missed the penalty. Better put, she had it saved. She goes for goal here. It's over the bar. But if we look ahead to tomorrow, and with 25 minutes away, it's worth thinking about. It was a comprehensive win, 4-1 Prairie View A&M at Alabama State in the regular season, a 4-1 win. So maybe some revenge on the mind of Alabama State if they get them in the semifinals tomorrow.
It's an if. There's still a long time to go in this, but the way they've played here, they're a strong team. No one's going to be a walkover in this division. I feel they're going to be hard to beat at the way they've played so far.
It's very interesting, again, peaking at the right time. They lost on the last day of the season at Alabama A&M.
And you saw the way TSU have come into the tournament with 5 games unbeaten, and they just haven't really got themselves going at all in this game.
Yeah, I think it was a gut punch when Grace Norbury scored that goal. And you know, as a former player, kind of a self-inflicted wound. That goal is a great goal, but it was the goalkeeper, Espino, going into a defender. Maybe there was a push, maybe a foul could have been called, but I think it took the rhythm out of the back four, the center-back goalkeeper partnership, just a little bit from the early stages. Great cross. It's fallen all the way to this right side. Hayden McMillan keeps it alive. McMillan for TSU. Her cross is headed away. Kaylee O'Neill again defending well.
You mentioned as a gut punch. I don't think that was the biggest gut punch because TSU came into the game after that. The missed penalty for me is probably the defining moment. You get that goal, it's 2-1. The energy in the building, the field, the stadium improves, and they'll give it a real good go.
We see a change of break for Kayla Smith. Mia Ontiveros returned. She's a senior from Bakersfield, transfer from Fresno City College. Long throw in, flicked on. Calling her name a lot. Kaylee O'Neill, 3 and wide for Alabama State. Has cleared the danger time and again this afternoon. Here we see it. The Hornets play out of the back. Space here for Kristen Thomas. She assisted on the third goal. The header from McKenna Wiscombe. Now it's on again. Wiscombe, 2 goals to her name in the second half. Low cross. Well defended, but well blocked in the end from Schoen. And the flag was up. Offside position after the clearance.
She was quite quiet in the first half, Wiscombe, wasn't she? She's really taken the game in the second half. 2 goals, and you see her there running down the line. It's amazing what grabbing a goal from a penalty can do to a player, the confidence you can gain from it.
Wiscombe began her career at Utah State Eastern, transferring to Alabama State. Second team All-SWAC in the spring season, first team All-SWAC here in the fall season. Good communication from Alabama State. You can see them, hear them talking with this 3-0 lead.
You see, I was going to say Maury Johnson was going to go forward there, but I think she was just out of position a little bit and just decided to go on and press the play.
Maria Del Abra, number 5 for Texas Southern, the left back. And here's where I wonder, who wants the ball right now for TSU? We got the back 4 with it. I don't see a dominant central midfielder looking for it.
No, but at this stage in the game, I think it's maybe time to just be a little bit more direct. You need a goal. You need to play on mistakes. But all credit to Alabama State. They've not really given much time on the ball, have they? The shape's been good.
Well-deserved breather here from McKenna Wiscombe, senior with 2 goals in the second half. She departs. Janae Brown, senior from Orlando out of East River High School, enters. Here's Brown on the ball here, first touch. A first half goal from Grace Norbury, second half penalty, and then a header from a corner kick, both for the senior McKenna Wiscombe. 3-0 for Alabama State. Good win. Catherine Nedved takes it from Hayden McMillan. Just tough sledding for TSU.
Yeah, it's been difficult, hasn't it? They just haven't really got going at any point. There's been moments where you can see them, the momentum shifting, and they just haven't capitalized on those moments.
Long shot there from Norbury over the bar. It was dropped by Cassandra Schoen.
It's amazing to see. Obviously, we watch a lot of soccer in the Texas area. The difference in the weather makes the game so much different. It's a much faster pace. The challenges have been flying in. We're so used to seeing the game slow down a lot with the heat.
Lost by TSU. 3 in the box now for Alabama State. Cross goes central. It's cleared. Good composure there. Laura Chavez out to midfield. It's tough. They're trying to find the outlet. It looks like Hayden McMillan is shifting from right to left. She's now on this left side. Free kick given to TSU.
This is when you mentioned before how well Alabama State have held the ball up when the ball's gone forward. TSU just haven't had that, have they? They've done really well in the wide areas. They played the ball diagonally and got in the space, but they haven't had the ball forward and then the runners from midfield going off it. By having that figurehead up front, you have the person that can really relieve the pressure and get the whole team up.
Throw in coming to Texas Southern. It's again Kaylee O'Neill sliding out to defend. Maria Del Abra of Stony Point High School in Round Rock with the throw-in. Yeah, frustration's trying to boil up for TSU, it feels like. And when you haven't lost in 6 and you beat the best team in the conference 1-0 on their field, you can be sure TSU rolled into town today with some confidence.
For sure. And it just hasn't happened, has
Another cross, back post, nearly there. There were 3 or 4 Hornets lurking. The last touch came from Cassandra Schoen. Wonderful build-up down that left side, and Alabama State continues to push for a 4th.
Yeah, it just hasn't happened for TSU, has it? They just haven't had the possession. Alabama State started the game really well, got that lead, and it's always an uphill struggle from there, isn't it? And you'd be bitterly disappointed. You're so confident coming into a championship after a win against the top team as well.
Hard challenge there. Arm extended from Cassandra Schoen. Maria Del Abra looks to be okay. Restart from Espino. Could it be on here for Texas Southern? She cut inside. There's a long shot. Easily handled there from Sheila Sanchez. She's feeling good after her penalty save.
14, go to it.
Space for Cassandra Schoen. A turn from Sunny Boland Stacy. She had her header saved by Alexis Espino in the first half. Good effort, but over the line from Isabella Bordegui. Goal kick, Texas Southern. So you would like to see Texas Southern a bit more direct over these final 15 minutes?
Yeah, you just throw the kitchen sink, don't you? You've got nothing to lose at this point. Mix it up a little bit. You may leave yourself a little bit short at the back, but at least have a go, right?
Here you see Espino looking for an option. She'll have to go the long way. Another run from the left. Good defending in the end. It's a corner kick. Simone Sheridan did enough to deny the cross.
It's been a good battle out there, hasn't it? Sheridan's been strong, good defensively. And Bordegui always looking to have a go.
Substitution coming. It's a break here for Kristen Thomas. She assisted on the corner kick goal. Corner kick coming for Alabama State. It's low. Right back to the corner kick taker. Good fake. She's in the box. She's still alive. Shot. Appeal for a handball. Picked up. Play on. That's twice now. It's got to be a booking. She's done it twice in the second half. Cassandra Showen.
Some strong challenges, isn't there? There was a full gasp. There's no malice in the challenge, but it was a couple of really strong headers.
Was really impressed with the prior corner. Sunny Bolin Stacy, the freshman from Bartlett High School in Anchorage. She looked really comfortable on the ball, dancing to the box there.
Yeah, running with the ball especially, wasn't it? She's looked assured since she's come on. Getting on the ball, looking to be dangerous.
She had the great technique on the diving header, which was saved by Alexis Espino. More step overs here. Bordigui crossing. Oh, it's alive again and saved, and recovering for the rebound is Espino. But this is relentless from the Hornets. Chance after chance for Alabama State.
Yeah, and that's what you'd expect when TSU are going to try and get back into this game. Another good save from Espino, though, wasn't it? Fantastic. It fell so nicely for Alabama State. It was a good strike. Espino got down low and saved with her feet.
Better here from Texas Southern. The triangle has sprung on Taveros on this left side. Low cross is dealt with well. Camille Robinson has entered. She's from Katie Taylor High School down the road in Katy. She wears number 8. Nice pass that time to spring on Taveros. Nice slow build-up. They found Madison Tyler, freshman from Arizona. Her shot is wide. Maricopa High School product, Madison Tyler.
Good play, wasn't it? Comfortable on the ball, knocked it past the defender. Bit rash on the final delivery, but I like to see the confidence of that. And they are playing through. They're playing with confidence now, as you would expect from a team that's winning 3-0.
Cassandra Showen goes to the bench on the yellow card. Brooklyn Broderick returns, freshman out of Northwest Cabarrus High School in Kannapolis, North Carolina. Goal kick from Alexis Espino. It's back on for Alabama State. Espino off her line to push away. Empty net. Here's the shot. Right off the bench, it's wide. Would have been a spectacular play for Brooklyn Broderick. Her first touch since entering as a sub, nearly a goal.
I think it was a save in the end. It was another save from Espino. She did so well to come out to dive at the feet. But I love the composure of from Brown actually going forward for Alabama State to square the ball, and it was almost the absolute final nail in the coffin, wasn't it?
It's just been great from Alabama State today. It's that perfect symmetry of unselfishness but directness. They're finding teammates. They're going for goal when they need to. They're making the extra pass when they need to. Nothing frivolous and nothing selfish either. Corner kick taken beyond everybody. And look at that first time hit. There's the directness we've loved from Alabama State today. There's Madison Tyler.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's been a complete performance, haven't they? They've known exactly when to attack, when to hold off. I think that's probably been TSU's biggest problem. They've played well at times. They just haven't really had it with any direction.
And here's a special moment. Might be the final game in the career of Alexis Espino. She's a grad student, transfer from Prairie View A&M. Not sure exactly her eligibility, if she could come back, but if that's the end, what a great career she's had.
Yeah, I think she made some magnificent saves in the in the game today, and she's done herself justice and a good career. I know how competitive she is, so she's probably not going to be satisfied with the result.
Yeah, too soon to sit down for her. She may have taken a shot on that claim earlier in the half. But such high expectation. She was coming back to her former school to try to win a championship. And now she has to make way. It's Jaden Kristoff, junior from Atlanta out of South Carolina State, enters to replace Alexis Espino. Assistant coach over there talking with Espino, who's just, if this is the end of her career, it's that sad moment of recognition where you know it might be over.
I know, it's just disappointing, isn't it? You don't think it'll ever end. You have the time of your life, and yeah, it's always a hard moment. But she did herself justice today. She made some fantastic saves. Sometimes in soccer, it just isn't your day.
And she'll take pride in helping lead this Texas Southern team, which has had some tough years on the soccer field over the recent history. A late run, unbeaten in 5. They upset Prairie View A&M. They get into the tournament as the 5 seed. They lose against a very good Alabama State team, which just knows this tournament as well as anybody. And she'll get the second team All-SWAC accolade for her senior season. There's another shot. Nice job on her first test. Jaden Kristoff, the Georgia native. Big punt from Kristoff, impressive, past the center circle.
You watch the game and it's the excitement of a tournament, but you actually do forget that it's a lot of these girls potentially last games they'll play.
It's what makes the tournament soccer so beautiful. It's the urgency, leaving everything on the field for that final time.
Yeah, but that's what's been so impressive, is how entertaining the games have been with that in mind as well.
Left beautifully there. A chance here for TSU. Centered. First time hit off the mark. Second chance wide. It fell beautifully to Camille Robinson there, but she could not hit the target.
Both of them, it's the difficult skill when you're coming onto a ball like that to try and hit it on target with your right foot. They both maybe just snatched it a little bit. It's especially difficult when you get in that situation, you see the goal and you get a little bit excited, and all you have to do is keep your head down, keep your eye on the ball and try and hit it on target.
Simone Sheridan and Maria Del Abra both depart. We see Evan Melton check in, junior from Dallas out of Hill College. Wearing number 22, she comes in a left back. She's defending here. Seven minutes left. Texas Southern, an uphill battle. Alabama State, 7 minutes away from a rematch with Prairie View A&M. Prairie View A&M beat Alabama State 4-1 on the road in conference play. Mia Ontiveros will throw it in. Sammy Garcia, Brazo Sport product from Lake Jackson, Texas.
A little bit of possession in the right half of TSU, not giving up. It's good to see.
Nice catch off to our right.
Good defending in the stands.
These Alabama State players so calm with their back to goal. She made that look easy. Janae Brown, the senior from Orlando. Shin guard loose on the field. All the way back, Sheila Sanchez. Spanish goalkeeper, good with their feet.
Not the first time that will have been said in the history of time, is it?
David De Gea, Iker Casillas, Victor Valdez. Some of the best in recent vintage. Free kick to Alabama State. Putting on the spot, who's the best goalkeeper in the world with the ball at their feet?
The guy from Man City, is it Edison?
Yeah.
He's pretty spectacular.
Restart here for Alabama State.
Say that about Sanchez as well. These goalkeepers who are good on the ball are usually good sweeper keepers. And I think there's been a situation in this game where she was, in fact, the first half, when McMillan was running through, she did fantastically well in the sweeper position.
Poor clearance, a chance here with an empty yet, but off the mark that time from Brooklyn Broderick. Her second good look since entering. She was alert as the goal kick went right to her from Jaden Kristoff.
It's just a little bit surprised it came to her, wasn't it? And she got excited to get the strike off, just didn't connect with it well. It was a bit of a slice past the goal, but Kristoff maybe not the best kick she's done today.
Catherine Nedved departs. Kennedy Norman, sophomore from Atlanta at North Atlanta High School, enters wearing number 15.
Nedved, especially in the first half, had a great game, didn't she? Against McMillan, she was up against it, but she defensively was fantastic. A little bit quieter in the second half because the play just hasn't gone down the side, but impressive performance.
Just been a show in midfield and with the forwards for Alabama State. Everyone with an extra touch. They settle it, they find an outlet, and it's on the other way. Everyone in this front six for Alabama State feels comfortable with the back to goal, settling a ball at the hold-up play.
Yeah, you say the front six, and even with the substitutions in the game, everyone's passed the ball. You saw in that situation, it was good build-up, 1-2s, comfortable passing. They've been impressive.
Three minutes left. Alabama State in position to advance. And a brutal end to the season for Texas Southern, peaking at the right time, unbeaten in 5. A win over Prairie View A&M last week on this field. But they ran into a hot team that knows this tournament, knows this field. They know how to win in Prairie View in early November.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it? Prairie View against Alabama. I think two very good teams, two good teams on the ball. Might have a different feel to the first two games we've seen. It may be more of a ball-playing game instead of the energy we've seen in the first two.
Throw in far side, less than 2 minutes remain. First half goal from Grace Norbury, wonderful hit from the Australian for a 1-0 lead. Second half, penalty won by Camelia Jimenez, the freshman of the year in the SWAC, first team all-conference pick. And it was the senior McKenna Wiscombe who went to the spot for her 4th goal of the season. She added a 5th on the year. Just about 10 minutes later, a header from a corner kick from Kristen Thomas. That's where we stand here with 80 seconds left. TSU looking for a consolation goal. Clearance into the stands from Madison Tyler. It's Carissa Reese, grad student from Florida, transfer from South Carolina State, wearing number 3. She's entered as an attacking option beside Camille Robinson.
in regulation.
Under 1 minute left here at the Prairie View A&M Soccer Complex. Direct, header one. Smooth turn there from the goal scorer, Grace Norbury. Maybe one last push for Alabama State.
10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that will do it. Andrew Driver, your thoughts on this 3-0 win for Alabama State?
Great team performance, wasn't it? They dominated the early stages. They got the go-ahead goal. TSU tried their best to get back into it, but they just didn't have enough. And the missed penalty for TSU may be the turning point, but Alabama State, well worth their win. They'll be very happy with their performance.
First half goal from Grace Norbury, the Australian, her first of the season, second of her career, well taken on a loose ball outside the box. Then in the second half, penalty earned by Camelia Jimenez, the freshman of the year in the SWAC. She earned the penalty, and the penalty was taken and converted by McKenna Wiscombe. Wiscombe added her 5th of the year on a header from a Kristen Thomas corner kick to seal the 3-0 win. Texas Southern completes a successful season. Alabama State moves on to meet Prairie View A&M in the first semifinal tomorrow at 3 p.m. That should be a great game between two informed teams.
Yeah, you've seen the talent of both of them. Two good victories to start off. The confidence will be high, and Prairie View, watching that, they'll be favourites, but Alabama State aren't going to be easy to beat.
Our next quarterfinal is set to kick off at 5 p.m. Number 3 seed Grambling State and Jackson State at 5 p.m. One game after that at 8 p.m. Alabama A&M, the 2 seed, against number 7 seed Southern. For Andrew Driver and our entire crew, Matt Peterson saying so long for now. 2 games down, 2 games to go. We'll be back to talk with you at 5 o'clock for Grambling State and Jackson State.